Hey everyone, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farm, and today I have my sew sampler box, so we are going to be opening it and finding out what's inside. So if you're wanting to see, like I am, what's inside, stick around. Thanks for sticking around. Well, it sounds like you want to see what's in the sew sampler box too. And we're going to be opening this in just a second. I do want to say, after we open the sew sampler box, we are going to look at some of the projects we have done recently and maybe get a hint about something coming up soon. Also, at the very end, I'm going to be putting up the pictures of viewer finishes. They've done the projects that I have put out for the last couple of weeks, and they shared with us the pictures, and so I'm going to share with you in this video. So I hope you enjoy seeing all of their wonderful finishes and how they interpreted the projects and used their own fabric and maybe added some of their own designs too. So that's something to look forward to at the end of the video. But right now, I want to see what's in this box. Now, when I picked it up, it's like, that's kind of heavy. So I haven't heard any clues on it, and I haven't watched any of the videos that have already been up, even though mine was just being shipped when other people were starting to put their videos up. I'm like, that's not fair. So let's see what's in it. It says, and this is the March 2025 sew sampler box. It says Spring Revival. And we have on the back here, oh, we've got a promo code to get a free Kimberly's Color mini cutting mat with the purchase of $40. Oh, and I was looking at some things on the site that I was thinking I needed to purchase. So I might have to get that. Let's see, and then they're talking about the quilt along is getting ready to be ending, the one that we have been doing in this box. That was the Pieceful Baskets. And we've got a new series starting next month, so I'm anxious to see what we're going to have. They give us a little sneak peek of a block that's in it. And then they give us a QR code if we want to go purchase the flowering quilt kit, and that'll take us to the site. Then they gave us a shortcut quilt pattern, which is one that's already up on their site, but it is using the fabric that they have in our box today. And this one is called Snowball's Shortcut Quilt Pattern. And so we can all go and download this one if you like that one. And it also has a tutorial, a video tutorial that goes with it showing how to put it together. So I'm looking at that fabric. I'm not sure which one it is. The coloring seems to be something that I'm familiar with one of our designers. Let's see, I'm not gonna look at it yet. So I think I found what was heavy. Let's see what this is. It looks like they've got it all nicely put together and in a secure container. I'm not sure what this is. There's some pieces. Oh, I think I know what this is. And there's a little cord here. I think it's a little vacuum cleaner. I think I've seen this. Oh, this is cute. I think this goes on the bottom if you want to get, like in your sewing machine. Can you hear it? It's got a little charge on it already. And I guess if you want to do your mat, there's these little brushes. Those are little brushes. And when you push the button, you can clean your mat off, or maybe even fabric if you have lint on fabric. Oh, let's read about this. This is fun. Let's see. That is a pink mini vacuum. This mini vacuum makes it easy to revive your sewing room. Turn it on and sweep it over any cutting mat, ironing board, or design wall to instantly clear away lint, dust, threads, and fabric bits. With a charging cord and easy to hold shape, the pink mini vacuum is a clear winner. It comes with a USB charging cable, a vacuum nozzle, and a small electronics brush. So I think there's something else in here that I didn't pull out. Let me see. Yes. A little brush. Oh, that's so fun. Isn't that cute? And on the top it says Fat Quarter Shop. And this is, the Sew Sampler got it first. So isn't that fun? And you just plug it in right there when you're not using it. Well, I always have lint right here. Let me try it. It got it. Well, this is going to be great. I love this. The value of it is just $8.98. So if you're interested in buying it, it will be on their site soon. Fun, fun. And I was saying it was kind of, the box was heavy. This isn't too heavy, so there must be something else in here. And maybe it's the fabric. All right, let's see what this is. Oh, an iron cleaner. This is a product that is used to clean irons. And it's in like a plastic bag that has a nozzle. Let's just open it up. They're going to get us all clean here, aren't they? This is spring cleaning time. Okay, so it is a little plastic sealed bag, but it has a nozzle on it, and you can just put a little bit of that on your iron, the plate of your iron right here, and clean it, and it's supposed to work really nicely. Let's see what it says. The Iron Cleaner by Odif is your new BFF for a spotless pressing session. Say goodbye to any residue and fusible gunk with this acid-free wonder. Just heat your iron, dab some cleaner on a 100% cotton towel, and gently rub the sew plate in circular motions. Once it's sparkling clean, do a final wipe on a clean towel to erase any leftover cleaner. Your iron will be ready to press on, shiny and new, and the value for this is $6.48. Now, I know I've been doing a lot of applique lately, and sometimes you get that gunk on your iron. I have been using some that they had given us a year or so ago that's different than this, and it's worked marvelously. So now I have some backup for when I run out. Very good. All right. Let's see what else. I see something else here that everybody can always use. This is an endurance Olfa blade for your rotary cutter. It's for a 45 millimeter, and these are really nice ones. They last a long time. They stay sharp, and we got the Olfa rotary cutter last time, so it's nice to have extras of these. I sometimes buy the cheaper ones online, like in Amazon, and they don't last very long, but if I'm being rough with them or if I'm cutting a lot of templates and paper and things, it's okay. But these are really nice to save for nice when you're really only cutting fabric. So this is always something that I love to get. It says, crafted from special quality steel, the Olfa Endurance Rotary Blade for the trusty 45 millimeter cutter cuts like a dream. lasting twice as long as the regular blades. It stays sharp for ages and breezes through cotton, wool, paper, vinyl, leather, and more. Keep your quilt mojo going with nice, clean cuts. And this is a retail value of $14.98, and they are expensive. That's why a lot of times I go with the cheap ones, but these do last a long time, so I'm always glad to get them. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, and we had a little card that went with our mini vacuum. So that just explained how to use it. And here is what has been heavy. This is heavy. Wow, we've got fat quarters. And this is, let's see what it's called. I think I know. Yep, Sandy Gervais, New Beginnings. Oh, that's pretty. Really springy. Let me see if I can get this open without cutting my fabric here. Wow. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 fat quarters. That is a lot for this box. Wow. Well, I'm going to, boy, the colors are so pretty. This would look really nice with our bunny pattern. I could just see the bunny pattern made with this. This would be really pretty. I'm going to put something right here that shows the fabrics. Lots of beautiful florals. And we have colors like peach and kind of a minty blue and nice soft yellow. Beautiful. That is a nice bundle. I don't know that we usually get that many in a sew sampler. Let's see what it says. I'm sure that cost quite a bit. It says Waterfall New Beginnings Petite Fat Quarter Bundle by Sandy Gervais for Riley Blake Designs. Welcome Spring with Open Arms and New Beginnings by Sandy Gervais for Riley Blake Designs. This collection is a delightful mix of stunning floral and chic geometric prints in a dreamy palette of cream, apricot, blush, buttercream, and teal. This 10-piece fat quarter bundle holds each lovely hue, and your sewing machine will hum with joy as you craft your springtime masterpieces. The value of this is $28.98, which really is less than $3 a fat quarter, which is a really good price. So $28.98 for that. That is nice. Okay, let's see what pattern goes with it. The pattern is called Waterfall. Oh, that's pretty. See those pretty colors? And here's another. You can see the layout a little bit better. Big half square triangles with little friendship stars in them. This uses 10-piece fat quarter bundle. Its finished size is 56.5 by 68.5. And if you'd like to make it bigger, you can always add more border. It looks like they have a cream border around it. You can make that even bigger. And it doesn't look like a hard quilt to make. Friendship stars are easy. That's just a simple 9-patch, half square triangles. And then the others are just large half square triangles. Very simple, and it's very cute. So that'd be a great quilt to make with any fabrics, even a scrap quilt. And this is a $9.98 value. Wash away those winter blues with a clean slate. The Fat Quarter friendly Waterfall quilt pattern from Fat Quarter Shop is a delightful adventure featuring charming friendship stars in every block. Revive your sewing machine with this stunning quilt and the included Fat Quarter bundle in this month's box. Okay, And they always have finishing kits that include like the fabric that you need to get additionally, and the binding. And then I think you can also get the backing, or I'm not sure if the backing's included or not, but they have what they call a finishing kit that you have to get really quickly, otherwise they'll sell out. But you can just use your own fabrics if you don't get that. All right, so our end of Pieceful Baskets cards are here. So we have one more basket, and this one is called the Hourglass Basket Block, and it's very cute. It's got little hourglass blocks in the basket. Okay. And of course, those are all 17.5 by 17.5 blocks. Very pretty. Not a hard pattern to do either. And then they give us a card with the finishing instructions. And this finishing instruction has all of the blocks. It's going to be a 3-block by 4-block quilt, but the sashing is beautiful. The sashing, let me see if I can get a good picture here, has stars for each corner. So here is the layout. Aren't those stars cute? Can you imagine all those blocks in there with those stars? I love it. And you know, if you didn't want to put those blocks in, you could use that finishing template for any block. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Like I said, I was going to wait to see what the finishing is, just decide if I'm going to make it. I have a feeling I'll make it. I may make it scrappy. I think that would be really pretty, a scrappy one. So that is, oh, and the price of those are, oh, and they've got a picture of it finished. I'll have to show you this. The value of the finishing pattern is $9.96, and that must be both patterns. So block 12 and the finishing pattern is $9.96, and here is what the quilt looks like. Isn't this pretty? Isn't that pretty? Love that. All right, what did you think of this one? I think this is a really nice one. Everything in here I can use, and I just can't wait to try out that vacuum cleaner. This is so fun. And it'll be fun to get down and get all the little lint out of my bobbin case down there when I clean it. So that'll be fun. So we got a whole bunch of stuff, and it seems like a great value. I'll add up the value of this box and put it right here, so that you can find out if you're interested in getting this fat quarter box too. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get anything from doing this. I would like to be an affiliate, so I'm right now requesting to submit an application to become an affiliate, because I really like their products. So I hope that you get a chance to get this box too. So that is our Sew Sampler March 2025 box. And now I would like to visit just a little bit and kind of do a little update on what we've been doing in the sewing room. So one of the big blocks that we did this month, or since our last Sew Sampler, has been the rabbit block. And so many of you shared your pillows or your mats, and some of you did different borders, which is really cute. Some people flipped the rabbit and had one going one way and one going the other, which is an excellent idea. And I think in the cutting directions, I had a placement of putting the two together without the carrot and maybe with the carrot too. And I think that looks really cute with the two together as well. But we did just a mat or a wall hanging, and I just did the pockets in the back. So if you're interested in this, I'll put the link up here, but just find on my channel the rabbit block. It's part 1 and part 2. Part 2 included instructions on finishing the block and turning it into a pillow. So here is the pillow. We use that magic pillow process to make this envelope back and to finish off our cuff, and that way there's no seams on either side. And then we put an insert inside there, so when it's not spring, we can just take the pillow out, fold this up, store it nice and flat, and then put our summer pillowcase on top. We're gonna have to do a summer pillowcase, aren't we? So that was one of our projects. Again, if you're interested in that and haven't seen that, I have a video on how to make that block and how to make the pillow and explain how I did this. The other thing that we talked about, before we move on from that, I'm going to tell you what I am doing with that quilt block. So here is another thing I wanted to share with you since we're talking about the bunny block. I think I shared last Sew Sampler Box video that I had purchased a fat eighth of the Tilda Sunday Brunch, and I got it at Missouri Star on one of their flash sales, and it was really, really good price. And I was trying to think, what do I want to make with that? Well, I thought this bunny pattern would be perfect. I also had a fat quarter bundle of Essex linens, and these are just a few of them. I've got several of them starched up and already cutting into, but they were kind of some fall colors, and then there was also some reds and pinks in there too. And I thought, wouldn't that be cute with the bunny blocks? And so I was trying to think of a way of incorporating both the fabrics of Tilda and the Essex linens, and I decided I am going to put a jacket on our bunny. So there is the bunny block with a jacket. Now the only thing that I did differently is I added a square right here, just like we did on this one, the same size, only I snowballed it on this corner of this big piece because, let me grab my pattern here. Show that without the light shining through it. So there is our pattern. So right here, I put a square that's the same size as that one there, and I snowballed the corner of this piece right here, which is now my Essex linen fabric, and then everything else except for this triangle right here, which is the sleeve. And so this piece and this piece get to have the Essex linen. And when you do that, you get a jacket. And I know I've got light behind it, so it's a little trickier to see. And so here are some of the blocks I've made so far, and that's the only one that I have the carrot in. I haven't decided if I'm doing carrots or not, or if I'm doing single bunnies, or if I'm doing two bunnies together, or if I'm turning and flipping them left and right. But I think it's going to be really fun. And the fabric that is the background on this is another Essex linen, and at Missouri Star, they had a really good price, and they might still have it. The Essex flax is what I got, and it was a bolt, and it was a really good price for Essex linen. Now, Essex linen washes up really nice and soft, but it is a loose weave, and so if you're going to be sewing with it, I suggest that you starch before you sew with it because it won't unravel that way. And here are some pieces that I have starched, and you can see I starch them pretty heavy. And they're pretty stiff. And so if you starch them stiffly, they will not have any problem with unraveling, and they sew really nicely. So this is what I'm working on. And again, this is the download that you have on this part 2 for the bunny pillow. I'm not sure if I'm going to have them be doing this or this or this or this. I haven't decided the layout, but I do know I'm going to be making lots of bunnies, and I might be alternating another block with the bunnies. I haven't figured it out, but I'll keep you up to date. But I think this is really a fun quilt, and it's going to be using a block that I designed and then fabrics that I adore. So I'll share with you as I go, but I'm excited to do that. But again, summer is coming. It gets so busy in the summertime with our garden and getting outside, keeping the yard mowed, keeping things watered, keeping the flowers and the produce picked. But it'll always be there this fall and this winter and next year, so I can always work on it at those times. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the project that we just had. And that was our dish mat of the month. And this was April's dish mat. And so we did a basket, kind of like an April basket or an Easter basket. And then we did the braid with the strips on the sides. And you could do whatever size strips you want. I used 1.5 inch. And it turned out really cute. I have lots of people really excited about this one and making this one for family members and friends. And again, I don't just use this for a dish mat. I use it for a mat on the table, or if I'm serving something, I could put a casserole dish on top. Or there's no insulation in here. It's just that polyester foam. I will put something hot on it. I will take something out of the oven and I will set it on it, and I've not had any problems. But you do what you think is right. These are really nice just to have setting on your counter or your table to set things on, and they absorb the moisture if you're putting dishes on them because they have all of those layers in that foam built in. So if you don't know about the dish mats of the month, check my channel. We have done 3 so far. We did February, March, and this one's April. And then here, right before May comes up, we'll have a new one. I haven't even begun thinking of what we're going to do for May. Well, I have. There's been things pop into my mind as I'm doing stuff outside, but we'll see what it ends up being. And also, I informed everyone during that video that you can take that same pattern and just cut out batting to the length and the width you want. Make a block, any size block you want. And this is a different basket block. And you can tell it's still just using half square triangles and regular squares. And this one is the same size. I believe it was an 8-inch block. And then just put strips. And I used Adidas Sitar's laundry basket fabric for this. I love that fabric, and it's going to go into my blue bathroom upstairs because I have a cabinet that needs something on top, and I think it's going to be pretty. I haven't set it up there yet because I was just waiting for today. After this video, it's going to go up into my bathroom. But you just put regular fabric on the back, and you do the same thing as you did with your Quilt As You Go dish mat. It's just that you're quilting on batting and then a layer of fabric instead of the dish mat. Still really easy to do. You could also put towels underneath there and quilt on that. Whatever you have handy. It makes a great gift too if you need to make a runner for somebody. Just choose their favorite colors and go. All right, one of the questions that I have had is this quilt behind me. I've had lots and lots of questions about this one. I just finished quilting it. Let's see, 3 days ago, I think. I've put kind of a feather pantograph on it, and I think it turned out really good. It's actually a very simple pattern. It is a sawtooth star, and then it has some little 4-patch squares around each end. It's just one block. And then you have a sashing that also has some of the bigger squares in it like this. So it's actually a very easy pattern, and I think it turned out really, really pretty. It is by Kim Deal, and she is a fabric designer for, I believe, Henry Glass, and she also designs quilts. Everybody's asking me, where did you find the pattern? And it is actually a fairly old pattern. I think it was 2016 that it came out. And it was published in some Martingale books. And they have different books. And then they have a compilation of like all the quilts that had stars in them that they published. They put them together. And so one of the pattern is in this book right here, the Big Book of Star-Studded Quilts. And it is by Martingale. And it's by a whole bunch of designers. Let me find it in here. And her original pattern, there it is. Her original pattern, she used a color for the stars and then a different color for everything else. I like it all one color, so I just use the cream background and the green fabric for the patch. And I also made it just a little bit bigger. I think I added one row to the bottom and made, I think it was square, and I added one row to the bottom. The other book that she has, that Martingale has, that I know it's in, and since they're in these big books, they're in other books too. I'm just not sure which books they're in. The other one is the Big Book of Civil War Quilts, and again, that's by Martingale. And it's on the cover right there. So she's got it in two different books. That's probably a little better picture. Isn't that pretty? It looks like it curves, but it doesn't curve. But it does have that illusion of curving. And so if you're interested in that quilt, it's called Twilight Hopscotch. And you can just Google it. And these books you can still find out there. I know Martingale has closed their company, but these books are out there and you can still find them. So if you want that pattern, that's where you go. Okay, so the next thing, so as I've been sewing, people have made comments about my pincushion. I had I guess an orphan quilt block that was left over from whenever I was making the March dish mat. And this was just one of them that I practiced with. And I thought, oh, that's really cute. I need to make something with it. So I ended up making a box pincushion like this. And I actually, you can see the quilting on it. I actually quilted the block with batting underneath. I just used batting, no other fabric, just a layer of batting and then this block. And I just did the crosshatch on it. And that was really easy to do. Just kept my line straight. You can use a water dissolvable pencil, a chalk pencil, whatever, to mark your lines and sew. And then I just made this with, I don't even know what the sides here, these rectangular strips, and then another piece the same size as the block. Well, I thought that was so cute. I thought, oh, I need to make like something for April. So I made a little carrot. And that block right there is a little tricky. So I just did one of those. And on this one, I just did a little 9 patch on the back and did that. And then I was playing around, and this one was quilted too. It was cross-hatched a little differently. Okay. And then I was playing around because this is the time of year that you start thinking of strawberries, and I love strawberries and cherries and things like that. And I love making patterns for them. And so I made a cute little strawberry one. Now this one, I just thought, well, I'm just going to try it without quilting it. So it's just the block. And then the backing, I just ironed a piece of interfacing on it just to give it some firmness so it doesn't bow out and it's a little straighter. And then this one, the pins go in really, really easy. These I filled with scraps that are trimmed off of my quilt blocks. They're small ones, so it's got a nice heft to it. Both of these. This one I stuffed with polyfill, and then I also put some rice in it to give it some weight so it's not falling all over the place. So I thought that was really cute. Somebody asked if I would do a demonstration on how to make these, and I will put that on my list of things to do, and I would love to share this with you. It's a lot of fun, especially if you have little orphan blocks. So that's something that I hope to share with you soon. I've got several things on my to-do list. And then the final thing, let me find it. We had our dish mats of the month in March, and of course we made our shamrock. And I've washed this one. We have used this one we live on a farm. That's all I've got to say, and I cook a lot. So this one is well used. It hangs on the oven, but I just throw it in the washer, and then when it comes out, it's a wrinkly mess, but I just press it, and it comes out just fine. And so this is the March dish towel of the month, and I'm going to give you a little sneak of April's, and that's coming out real soon. Let me see if I can give you a sneak without showing it to you. Hold on. There is your sneak peek. Okay, I bet you know what it is. So that will be coming out real soon. I just have to edit the video and then I'll be getting it out. So that is what we've been up to. I think I remembered everything. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And also, if you do any of these projects and you want to share, go to my Facebook page, Blue Rooster Farm, and you can put in the comments underneath the video release of that object a picture in there, and we would love to see it. So stay tuned, because remember, after this I am going to have pictures of all of your beautiful finishes, and I hope you enjoy. All right, I will see you soon. I hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And share these videos so that we can get a larger audience. And if you have questions, leave them in the comment box. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.